Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you're watching us across the globe. Also depending on what time you get to watch this video. Another Monday, of course, a beautiful content. See, we ask to give you very beautiful content. And by the way, of course, I want to welcome our new subscribers. Thank you very much. Almost at 40,000 subscribers, you guys. I can't even believe it. Like, thank you so much for the enormous support that you keep giving this channel. Now, today our show is proudly sponsored by Property Hall Investment Limited. Niliwaambia, if you have anything of value, of great quality that resonates with what we do, all you have to do is just send an email on the email address below, and then we'll definitely get in contact with you. Now, today, I don't know how many of you have experienced this. Is it what is it? Is it a personal responsibility? Is it a social responsibility? Is it just plain entitlement? What am I talking about? We are talking about an agenda that will definitely never be discussed in a family meeting, will never ever come up. We are talking about black tax. Do you know what that means? Well, according to Wikipedia, let me just define it for you guys what black tax is. Wanasema black tax is a term used to describe the duty of a black child to support their extended family financially, supporting their elderly parents, educating their siblings, building family homes, funding their sibling businesses. And where did this come from? Now, according to also Google, it's a term used in South Africa where for money that a black professional provides to their family every month outside of their own living expenses, usually out of obligation, and it is caused by continued economic imbalance. So today, I'll employ your, because I need you guys to talk about this. Black tax, is it something that you've heard? Of course, and most of the times we are meant to believe only the successful ones, and why am I even quoting the successful ones, are the ones to come through for the other family members. And by the way, let me tell you, success nimeweka in quotes. Why? Because it's relative. From my village where I come from, when you're successful is when you can drive a car. It does not matter the number plate. KWZ, Z ata in a stroke, bora in a move from A to B, you're successful. Also, in other villages, I'll not mention where, it's just dripping in, what is that? Conspicuous drip. Unajua ile umevaa mabling, uko tu sijui. For them, that's success to them. But what is success to you? Of course, tuambieni hapo comment section. And of course, today we have a co-director of a very, very important investment company, wanaitwa Property Hall Investment. Her name is Terry Nganga, and of course we are going to have an awesome discussion. So kama ujaita rafiki yako, tafadhali please send the links, because you definitely need to listen out to that to this conversation. But of course, let me just let her introduce herself.
Hi, my name is Terry Nganga. I'm a real estate expert, coach, and director at Property Hall Investment Limited, where we empower and inspire people to invest in the real estate so that we're able to have a secure financial
Future, yes.
Yeah.
It's lovely to have you here. And of course, we have to start from the parenting aspect.
Yes.
We know what black tax is. First off, I don't know kama ni kwenu, but mostly that burden is put on firstborns, because mostly on your wakubwa kidogo, they've already made it in life. And for people like this, usually they don't climb the social classes. And who is to blame, really? Is it the parents for wanting this certain lifestyle that they have to be given? And it goes back to even you being guilt-tripped. Unaambiwa hapo, you remember where you came from. So as a parent and where you came from, how was that like? Like, where Ushai experienced black tax? Have you seen other people experience that?
Fortunately for me, I've not experienced that. Okay. I think my parents they cut it. They had that mentality and the practice that we shouldn't take care of them. So with that now, we didn't take care of them, or we still don't take care. My mom is late, my dad is still there, we don't take care of him. he's been able to be financially stable at his 70s. My mom at 60s, they were good. But I've seen it with other people.
Yeah.
I've seen it with friends. I know of a certain lady, she was telling me, every month they've got to give their parents, nothing less of 50,000.
Yeah.
So where you get it from, they don't care. But when you look at now their progress, these friends' progress, you're like, no, I wish this thing would stop. But how do we stop it? Yeah. It's all about taking the initiative and investing. So that now when I invest, my children will also will not take care of me.
Yeah.
I already have the investments to take care of myself.
Yeah. So your parents basically took the lead in nipping the bud.
Yes.
Pale, like literally from the beginning, teaching you guys that, Mrs., we don't want you to take care of us.
Yes.
So they made you learn through experiencing and looking. Because sometimes it always feels like punishment for being successful, you know?
And you're like, I can lean back.
Yeah.
I remember like my dad was telling me, has kept saying, you should be more successful than your parents.
Yeah.
So one, if you're more successful than your parents, it means that your children will therefore not take care of you because you're already ahead. So if you take that, if you're able to break that cycle, you remove the black tax.
Yes.
Yes. Not that you should be more successful than your parents so that you take care of them. It's that you take care of yourself.
So your that you never need your kids to take care of you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Remember, there's also the reverse, where your parents are now taking care of you when you're old.
Imagine that.
Yes. So how do you break it? Be more successful than your parents so that your kids don't take care of you, and in a way that you also don't have your parents taking care of you.
Yeah. Well, some people want to argue this from another direction. If you're like my husband, who is in his second life and believes he's here to serve, he does not mind doing the black tax, and he does not even recognize this actually. That he's like, Mimi, I was born to serve, so I will serve whoever I have to. And it does not matter because he's the last one. So again, so is there black tax for sure? Is it a word that is on the ground for sure?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Just how many people are sending money to their parents?
Many.
How many people are taking care of even their siblings?
Yeah.
But had this parent taken care of themselves by investing, they wouldn't need the external help. And when you look at it in terms of if we all moved in that direction of trying to jisimamia, delayed gratification. For me, that's a word, or that's a term I've always said. Delayed gratification.
With your children?
With your life.
Okay.
With your life. Whereby today, I have this amount of money, I'm maybe underpaid, or I have a business.
Okay.
So there are holidays. I enjoy holidays. I love holidays. But I just can't have holiday, and I've not invested. I will balance.
Yeah.
Go a bit slow on the fun activities. Take this money to investment. Then with that now, you're assured that in your later years, when you don't by 60 you don't have this energy we have.
Yeah.
So at that time, you can now do what these guys who are doing at 40, when they were at 40, 30, what they were doing, that times within the limit of your age anyway. You will not be the one clubbing, but there is something that you can do for your for fun. Instead of having fun, and then now when you're nearing or during retirement, you've got to rely on your children.
Yeah.
Plan your life.
Because there are people who argue also that it's like when we are having our kids, they are like our retirement plan.
Yes.
Like our ni wale watu, I've taken care of you so that you can take care of me. And for me, it looks so conditional.
Why don't we change this? Because we all have the ability.
Yeah.
It all starts with the thought. The thought of these kids are going to take care of me. For sure it will come to be. So put in, like that's what my mom would, when she was growing up, that's what she told me. For her, the thoughts were that she never want to be taken care of. And it came to pass. It's not that I say it's usually a step at a go.
Yeah.
And there's what we call the eighth wonder of the world. Money makes money.
Okay.
So you start small, and eventually it builds. It's not that we are saying start big. You don't need to have 6 million.
Yeah.
You don't need to have 10 million. You don't need to have 1 million. You can start with your 50,000. You can start with your 20,000.
Yeah.
And keep moving.
So if I come to you with 50,000,
yes,
what could I possibly get?
There's land. I have Lipa Pole Pole.
Okay.
And there's one that I'm doing for up to 12 months. Then there's one going for 6 months. So you just do Lipa Pole Pole. You've got to check how much is this land, what's the end game? What's the price of this land? So if you're able to do like 50, 50, 50, that's within 6 months, that is 300.
Yeah.
And I know majority of the people can manage. Only that also money management has been a tussle to many people.
Yeah, a lot.
So many people. And for that, I always thank my dad, because he was an accountant and he was like, these things are just just be slow on money. You don't have to keep, you are 50, you don't have to finish it, all of it. You can have that saving for tomorrow.
Yeah.
And so I've always said, as parents, we have what I call your role model, a practical role model. You can keep telling your children things, but what are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
What are you showing them?
Yes.
Because there are potential marriages that have ended because of black tax, for sure.
Yes.
Imagine the impact of black tax in a marriage where I'm walking into this relationship. We are still, we are still learning each other and trying to adapt into each other's lives, right? And then constantly every month kuna pesa fulani inaenda, and you see we are budgeting.
Yes.
So how do you explain this to your spouse?
Yeah, and you see, in most cases, it will be maybe secretly.
Yes.
Because the demands maybe for this family is not the same as this other family. So you'll do it secretly. And then it's very draining.
Yeah.
I could, like now, that time my mom was bedridden.
Yeah.
I could see the kind of expenditure they are using or they're spending, and I'm like, gosh, if I was asked for this money right now, I knew it would be a strain.
Yeah.
So let's see how can we change our perspective. And all this comes from a desire. We all had, like girls, people have their dream wedding, and it comes to pass that you end up having this dream wedding.
Yeah.
So why don't we also cultivate the desire not to be involved in black tax?
Yeah.
The desire to own investments. It will come to pass.
Yeah.
You only need desire, you need faith, and you need to take action.
Yeah.
How many of us, you're talking with people, they're like, I'll not, it's so troublesome.
Yeah.
Even building your home, for sure you'll not build. People will be conned when I buy land, for sure.
So you are what you think.
You're what you think and what desire you put in.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you also run a mentorship program.
Yes.
What does that entirely, talk about?
It's all about real estate and how it came about. Some ladies, some gents, they're like, when they saw me on social media, they're like, can you mentor me? Because I have coaching programs.
Okay.
That I coach people, whether you want to be a realtor or you want to be an investor. I thought real estate investing is obvious, but it is not obvious. So when the demand for coaching programs or handhold me came, I started the coaching programs. But then these ladies were like, we are a group of people, we are university students, we are college students, and would love to invest in the real estate. I always say, lucky for me, I had my parents to mentor
Teach you
me.
the ropes, yeah.
But now, you'll not take an offense if your parent was not part of it. I always say there's a beginning. You're the start of that generation knowing about real estate. So that's how the mentorship program came. And I want, by the end of somebody's life, everyone should own land. Actually, that's the slogan for my company.
Yeah.
Everyone should own land. And we move from there.
Yeah, but so yes, I have this land.
Yes.
But it's not giving me money because it's just imeketi. So how do you and what do you advise people who constantly are amassing this wealth in terms of properties, land, but they're just bare, waiting up over? I don't know what is the next step forward.
can we normalize having being cash flow also rich, and not asset
rich?
Yes, and cash flow poor.
Okay.
Yes, whereby you get somebody has so many title deeds, 50, 30, 10, 5,
Yeah.
but they don't have any source of income coming from this property.
Yes.
Because there's so much we can do with this land. Rental. And when people talk of rental, you don't need the 30 million to put up the apartment.
Yes.
Start small. Just do the small, start at a kamani room, depending on where your location is. If then now keep building it up. Then you can even plant vegetables. Right now people want organic. You can supply your neighbors. That's a source of income. Also, it's a source of income to you. Yeah. Why? When, instead of going to buy vegetables, there's that money now I would have used per day, per month for vegetables. Yeah. But I'm growing them in my land. So what happens? I've saved this amount because I now have a supply from my land.
Yeah.
You can also.
But do you see where it's going? Really? Yes. It's like those people who say, no, right now I don't want to ever drink again.
Yes.
And then they're like, by the way, okay, where does this money even go?
No, that's how now you end up doing maybe like a lipa pole pole.
Okay.
You're like, you're building up your savings for something. You have to be intentional.
Right.
Everything in life is about being intentional. So that what goal do you want? You don't want also, to look like you're just doing a lot of that thing, having done so much. Yeah? But be intentional on what you want. Have an end game. An end game. So you can also hire out as grounds.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yes. When COVID happened, there's a certain guy, I know he had like half an acre. So what did he do? He went, set up tables, and he wasn't selling the drinks. Okay. So guys would come in with drinks, and now the place is open. But there was entrance fee of about 1,000. Up to date, it is still thriving. And it was bare land.
Wow.
Look at how so many grounds, they just bare, as in you just do the bare minimum and have people come and hire them out. And it becomes a business for you.
Yeah, there's so many, I think, pointers that you got from your parents that you haven't gotten to experience from other people.
Yes.
But which is the most valuable thing that you learned from your parents?
I think for me it's that elimination of black tax. I just look at it and I'm like, I don't want to burden my kids. Yet, I had the ability to do it.
Yeah.
If you look at... there's a certain lady, she was giving me a story of how the auntie, she has made everybody invest in the real estate. Okay. She never went to school. She never, actually I think she's the one who was taking care of the other siblings. Then she came to Mathare. They did these, by then they had the mad houses. She did 1, 2, and then now she went progressing. Then she ended up doing, is it in Isili? Yeah. And then she called these siblings, you guys, can we start investing in real estate? This is real. And let me tell you, if you look at them right now, you'll be amazed where they live. And it's all, they started that slow.
Started small.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they never rely on their parents. Their kids will never take care of them.
Because they're absorbing, they're watching.
Yes.
They get to experience all this by seeing what is happening. So of course they want better for themselves. But there are also kids, Atakama, they've seen that. Yes. They'll still choose this other path.
We say you've tried your best. You've tried your best. Honestly, as a parent. Yeah. And we keep praying for them. We keep putting these thoughts in them. Because we may not all be where we all thought we'd be, but at least there's that step. As a parent, for me, I'm saying, what am I showing my kids? Yeah. I'm at peace that I did educate you, or I did give you that experience that one day you sit back and you're like, I've gotten a great experience. For me, she didn't even push. And okay, when you get employed, the first thing she would start telling you, oh, by the way, have you thought of buying land? Have you thought of, just this thing of investing? Slowly too, she's not pushing you. And amazingly, it just comes... You all come learn about it, and like somewhere that there has been no that kind of mentorship.
I honestly feel like this should be a very viable topic even in primary schools, because why are we not teaching our kids from the onset? It doesn't have to be just at home, because they are majorly in school more than they are at home. So what are we teaching them? Which are these practical and really pragmatic lessons that we are giving our children? I think we need to sign these petitions of teach them from such a young age, so that by the time they're in high school already it's planted in them.
Yes. And that's what I was like in the mentorship program. And the university students are like, wow, I can't, for me this is a life-changing thing, because I may not have seen my parents invest, or I've seen them, but the way at times we do it, it's like I'm doing my thing. I'm not involving the children. So kids will see the land being bought and they're not involved in it. But now with this program, they're like, okay, so this can be real. This can be real. And yes, we need to put it in the curriculum. Why? You spend so much of your time learning so that you get money, but now this money now doesn't work for you.
Because again, if I can only amass enough wealth in terms of money in my bank account, so I have 1 million shillings in my bank account, but what am I doing with it? Actually, other people are using this money on my behalf and making so much out of this money. So then, as Property Hall Investment Limited, what can you advise guys to invest in? Well, apart from land, and even if it's land, what do you do with it? And how do you even jenga even that small, start with that small 1-bedroom house that you want to entirely have a whole, a development thing going on?
For me, what we normally do, we have land. The land is the factor of production. We start, if you want to have a house, you need to have the land. So yes, we do sell houses. Yes, we do. We'll encourage you to construct, but you need to start from the primary. Do you have the land? How do you do it? Ensure you have started saving. So that's how the lipa pole pole thing comes. At least have the thought that I need to own land. Tuanzie hapo. Then let's move. Have your 1 land, 2 land, and for you not to be cash flow poor, land. Develop land develop, so that you mix up this thing and it becomes something that you enjoy. Let it not be like it's an obligation, but it's something that you enjoy in yourself. With the first one, second, by then you will love this. So as Property Hall Investment Limited, we have properties in Nanyuki. We have I've partnered with some other companies like in Mala, also in Naivasha, and other properties that people are like, I have this land, let's sell, because you may not be that person who owns those specific areas, but just that is for me the ultimate goal, or the ultimate advice. Just that.
Even without 50,000?
Without 50,000, without 20,000. And also let us normalize using our gifts to have various sources of income. You can do a YouTube channel, and I have a YouTube channel whereby
by the way, I was about to ask that. Talk about that.
Yes, my YouTube channel, it's all about real estate. So you'll get me giving tips, you'll get me showing properties, because our slogan is everyone should own land. So that's how it all started, because I cannot today come sit with you, next person, it will take me a whole, I think, 30 years or 50 years for this concept to get into people. So using the YouTube channel, Real Estate Show with Terry, I keep uploading videos, educating people about real estate. Like I said at the beginning, I thought it is so obvious. To me, it just looks obvious. Now, like it
looks normal.
I was coming around this place, and I'm like, wow, this place has really grown.
That's what you say.
And how is it growing? Because people are developing. So these are very good place. Even I could see family homes, and I'm like, these are good step. So what I thought was obvious was not so obvious to other people. So that's how the YouTube channel came to be. And also you don't have to travel to Nanyuki to first see the land. I'll have shown it to you.
Yeah.
Yes.
On YouTube.
On the YouTube.
You're co-director.
Yes.
To this company.
Yes.
And also your husband is a director as well.
Yes.
So is it something that was also obvious to him, or is it you teaching him?
No, funny enough for him, I think he's loved real estate for that part of his life. And he has a very good eye for detail.
Okay.
Whereby he'll come a place and he's like, this place is growing or will grow. And then a few years later, you look at the place, you're like, wow, just like you had said. Mm-hmm. So he's more on the back office, trying to scout for these properties. He's also very good in due diligence.
Okay.
You know, now being a man, we are still to embrace the woman when we go for negotiations.
Yeah.
I think it comes out a bit strong.
Yeah.
But we are moving there. I've been in these negotiations too, and things are really progressing well. So being a lady should not limit you to owning property or being in those negotiations. So he's very good in that, and we are moving. We are moving.
That's really nice.
Yes.
I mean, working with your husband could be like any ego to sour. So I'm just looking at you and all this passion that you have for real estate.
Yes.
Do you feel sometimes like ni kama utalazimisha your kids to somehow, because it's so subconscious?
Yes.
And they'll probably not want to do it, but then they'll feel like forced to want to be like mommy or daddy. Do you feel like that's like you guys are immersing pressure on them?
There's no pressure because or else, you see, it's not, we do it like, it's just a talk, just like we may be sitting down and a call comes through, somebody wants land. And when we went full-time to this real estate, I even let them to join Facebook to have a feel of what online marketing is all about.
Yeah.
So they could do the posting. Each create your own page. One is 14, the other one is 11.
Yeah.
You do, but let me see what you're doing.
Okay.
And I could see they're enjoying it.
Yeah.
And they'll come at the end of the month, Mom, Dad, what have you guys sold? Or where are you going?
Yeah.
Is the other question.
Yeah.
So I'm no pressure on you guys, but let us grow. It's a normal topic now in our home. Yeah. There's this price, and surprisingly, like the
do you also mention how much you're getting so that you sort of entice them?
Yes, actually, there's a holiday.
Yeah.
I told them, you guys, if you've not sold, there's no holiday.
Oh my God! So like you have to sell so that you get.
But I'm not meaning that you go and. So for selling to me means you're involved. Okay. You're also giving me the emotional support. Okay. Whereby you'll be like, oh, Mom, did you do this? Yeah. How is the place? That emotional support. Yeah. To me, you've worked. Because based on their level. Okay. I'm not saying sell, go and tell people.
And take a placard and scream in the streets.
No. You can sell in whatever form or stage you are at.
All right.
So there have been people giving us that emotional support. Okay. Mom, have you sold this month? Where are you going today? Or did you meet? I once went with my daughter. Yeah. And she was like, we waited for the buyer. He didn't turn up. So she was saying, gosh, Mom, this is the way, as in your day has just gone like that. I thought you guys go out eating ice creams, having fun. Yeah. So this is how your day is. I was like, I've taught you something. Again,
because life has to be, sloppy and also to appreciate those high times. Yes. But also when it comes to the digital space, not many people are very, like they've embraced it. So they look at you and say, huyo ni wa internet, huyo labda anataka kutuibia pesa. So how do you control that?
One, I always say, you give what you receive. Okay. So for me, I know I'm trustworthy. Yeah. So I am attracting also trustworthy people. Right. The same thing with any person on the online space. I say always do due diligence. Yeah. That is non-negotiable. Do your due diligence so that you also don't get to lose out. Yeah. Because real estate is capital intensive. Yeah. So when you lose, actually you just get so discouraged. But that's where we are moving. If I can tell you, most of my clients, they're in the diaspora. They've not even seen the land physically. They just do the due Diligence, yes, and there's a lot of referral.
Okay.
So we are now embracing technology. We are embracing the digital space. Yeah, it's becoming easy. And you see, we also with the digitalization of the Ministry of Lands.
Yes.
It therefore means...
Well, you can search.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with motor vehicles. Do you need to go to Japan or to wherever to see the motor vehicle?
No.
It just comes. But why? Also because of the digitalization.
Yeah.
I don't know that you are there, your age, you experienced those con games that used to happen with the motor vehicle.
Yeah.
Right now it's not there. If it's there, it's very minimal. But you couldn't buy a vehicle from a yard because you are just too scared.
That's true.
But when now they digitalized, it's just by
it's easier.
Yes,
yeah.
That's the same thing that now is happening with the lands. And I just say, I think this has been a good period in which for you to own property, there's also a lot of acceleration.
Yeah.
So by them digitalizing the title deed issuance and all that, we are moving at a very great speed. Great. And Kenya, people always wonder why Kenya, the prices keep going up.
Exactly.
But there's that, one, we have so many people who are now interested in the real estate.
Okay.
And we have the land. Yeah. Wow. And also the developments. There's so much you can do with this land.
That's true.
There's a housing deficit of about 500,000 units.
Okay.
As per that was 2017 World Bank. We are still there, and that's how you saw the government bringing in the four big agenda on housing.
Okay.
They managed 200,000, and then every year it's about 200,000. So there's still room for doing rentals. There's still room for doing so much on your piece of land. Yeah, even speculation.
That's true.
Yes. I always give a story of a certain property. We went with my mom, my dad, my mom, just TRM, before TRM was built behind there.
Yeah.
And that land was going for 2 million. The person who was selling had several, but he remained, I think, one. That was 2 million.
Yeah.
A few months ago, he called me. He even didn't know me because I hadn't started this business. And he told me he has a piece of land that he wants to sell at 62 million. I went to the land and I'm like, okay, this is clicking to me. This is now 62.
Whoa.
Yet at that time it was 2 million.
2 million.
So you can just see, having done nothing to that land, I think he'd even hired it as parking. Per night is 100 shillings.
Yeah.
So he was earning small income. But now if he sells 62 million having done nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
60 million in a span of how long?
That should be less than about 10 years.
Oh God.
About 10 years.
Wow.
So if we could enjoy this thing of investing, at the end of the day we are going to eliminate black tax. Because you can imagine when that 60 million, this guy is, let's say, even should be around 80. He can finish that amount of money before he transit, or even if he finishes, it shows he has more property. He can't rely on his children.
Yeah. So how are you making it easier for people to own land, and especially during the pandemic, where it's affected so many sectors and areas of our work and just basically, so how are you making it easier for us, the public, general public, to access these lands and properties?
Yes, the Lipa Pole Pole has just come at the right time because we've got to understand with land, it keeps appreciating every month. Yeah. But now with the Lipa Pole Pole, you're assured that we are locking at that price that we've already let you know. If I say the land is going for about 1.5, for that period, I'll lock it at 1.5, irrespective of the gain or the acquisition of this land. So I've seen situations whereby somebody bought, after a few months, sells at a margin that is just amazing. So play around with your money. It doesn't have to sit in the bank.
That's true.
Inflation is actually eating into it.
Come to think of it, it's quite rampant right now. Yes. Like pesa yetu, it's just lost so much value, but it could make sense as property. So of course this was such a beautiful conversation. So I'm gonna let you just final thoughts on property management and all that. and acquisition.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's not get scared about investing in the real estate.
Yeah.
Oprah Winfrey said, "You cannot live in a stock market, in a stock certificate.
Yeah.
You've got to live in a home. So if you are to live in a home, you need the land. So let us start from there. You don't have. I've seen people they are paying rent for their parents, and this is a parent who was working.
Yeah.
So let's do the elimination of black tax. Let's have confidence in ourselves that yes, I can go out, do a land transaction, and I'll be successful. Then from there, I can also build, because people have owned land, but they still don't have the confidence of building even their own home.
That's true.
My mom told us, "Ata nikigongwa this one, atamaliza tu." So let's not fear. And anyway, hii kugongwa people talk about by the mafundi.
Yeah.
It's the inflation. It's the inflation that it would have eaten into your money. Because how much, if you look at the prices even of sugar,
they've gone up.
Everything has gone up.
Yeah.
But will you say ni kugongwa? It is not. Let us enjoy real estate investing.
Yeah.
It is one thing that na ni kitu ya pole pole. It's not something that you're looking at it, we are moving.
Yeah.
And yes, at Property Hall Investment Limited, we have our offices in Roiro.
Okay.
And you can pay us a visit. And our telephone number is 0721 552 820. We are also on Facebook, Property Hall Investment. And subscribe to the show, Real Estate Investing with Terry.
Yeah.
For sure, you're going to get the tips.
Absolutely.
You will get somebody encouraging you.
Yeah.
And whoever you surround yourself, you become like that person. So if you're surrounding yourself with people who are investing in the real estate, it just becomes enjoyable. And that is what the YouTube channel is all about.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Really profound. Thank you so much for coming, Terry. And of course, as she said, there's this very famous quote, I don't remember from who, but they're saying, if a man's character is unclear, please look at his friends. Of course, when you say a man, it's not just a man. If you're questioning someone's character, just look at their friends, then you'll probably get some answers. But of course, if you really want to eliminate black tax, then we'd gotta, pull up our sleeves and get our hands dirty so that we don't have to expect our kids to take care of us. But of course, you can share with us on the comment section on any topic that you'd like us to tackle. We definitely will. So ziandike hapo, if it's anything you want us to talk about, please just list them below and we will see how we can tackle each and every one. Thank you very much for watching. And please subscribe. You've been watching, you've not subscribed, check, hit the red button over there, and of course the bell, so that you join our notification gang. So from us to you guys, it's goodbye and nawapenda. Kwaheri.